Welcome to this quick run through of setting assignments or setting quizzes or forms-based quizzes in Teams as assignments. And there are two ways of doing them. You can either set them as an assignment, as a quiz and an assignment, or you can set them as a link. And so you've got the two ways of doing this, quiz or assignment. I'm going to look at quiz first and show you how to set it that way. And then I'll look at how you set it as an assignment. And they work very differently, and it's important you understand that. So I'm going to set a quiz, and I'm going to set it for my physics class, and I'm going to pick my quiz. So I'm going to pick that one. I'm just picking that one because it's one that I've set up, and if you're watching some of the other sessions, you'll be familiar with that. So I'm going to click that one and go next. There we go. So set it as a quiz, and I'm just going to put instructions here, which is please quiz. Currently, it is end of November, and setting assignments or anything into the general channel enables students to message, and you can't stop them. So I'm just going to edit the channel it's put in, and I'm going to put it into remote lessons. It's a separate channel. And I've got moderator rights on that, so I can stop students commenting on it. And I've got some control that I wouldn't get if I put it into the general channel. So I'm going to click done. So there it is set, and I'm going to set it to 11 physics. So it's going to go to all the students who are in that class. Students who are added or removed, they will get the assignment given to them. I could put an add category in there. So if you're tracking what's happening and you're using tags, things like that, that just is a useful help. And you'll see it says 14 points possible. I'm going to assign. So that will then be assigned to my students. And there we go. You see it's come up there as being assigned. And it will have posted a message into the chat as well. The other place where you could have set the assignment is you could have been here and you could have gone assignments in the physics class. And there's the one that's just been set. I'm going to create a new one. But I'm going to create it as an assignment. So I can't, if I add a resource, I can add a class notebook, I can add a link, I can add a new file, but I can't add a quiz as such. Unless I go to forms, and here we have the forms. Let's go back to forms there. And I will select the one that I want to do. So I've created this part for setting as an assignment. So I'm using this one just so I can differentiate between the two. So I'm going to pick that, and you'll see that I've used it with another class. I've got a response, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm just going to go to share, and I'm going to copy that link. So I copy that link into my clipboard. I'm now going to go back to Teams, and I'm going to set it as a link. Paste it in there, and this won't work. And I'm going to attach it as a link. And I'm just going to put homework, quiz, and please complete. Again, I'm going to change the tab that I put it into, and I'm going to put this into the remote lessons tab. Done. Homework, quiz. I'm just going to put it in set as an assignment, not a quiz. So it's very obvious when we look at it in a minute what the difference is. You'll notice here that it doesn't tell me how many points it's for. And that's because it can't pull it from the form itself. It's requiring me to say how many points it is. It's 14 points. So you can start to see where the differences come in. So I'm just going to click assign. And that will then appear shortly. So I'm going to go to assignments here, and we should see two new quizzes set. So I've got, if you look at the physics ones, map skills quiz part complete, and homework quiz set in the assignment, not a quiz. So if I click on this one, there we are. And one of the interesting things is if I look at this in forms, before anyone's done anything, oh, nothing to grade yet, so there's nothing there. You'll see it's put the physics class in there. So this is just for the physics class. It's been done separately. And if I go back to forms, and click on forms itself, you'll see there it is, physics. This is the same one I set to a biology class. You see, it puts the name of the class in there and tells you who it's been. So it takes it, creates a copy of it, and then sets it as a separate one. Whereas this one, which was set, I also set this in my biology class, you'll see there's already a response from it. So you would get multiple responses from different classes. If you set it as an assignment, you set it as a quiz, it creates a new quiz just for the class. So that's the starting point. So let's just have a look at a student and the right student. There we go. Here is my student. So here's the student. And if I go to the physics class, you'll see I've got 2 quizzes set. Now, as far as the student's concerned, there it is. This is the one that's set as a quiz. I can click on it. It opens up in Teams. I think I will boundary Ston. I'll put it right, spell it correctly. What order should these be in? Let's do it that way. So I've got one of them right. And I won't do all of these because I haven't got time. I'm going to put an answer of 2 in there, and I'm going to put you need to wear glasses. So I do, and I'm now just going to submit that. So I've now submitted, and when I click close, you will see that this then says you've submitted it. So that's been submitted and turned in. If I go back and look at assignments, so you'll notice the assignment comes up in the general channel. If I look at posts in the general channel, you'll see it's not there. The assignment actually is in the remote lesson. If I click on this one, so that one's been submitted. If I click on this one and view this one, you'll see I've got a link to click on. Opens in a brand new window. It's not set within Teams. It looks very similar. I will spell this one correctly as well. And let me get this one completely right. Actually, that is right. Footpath, Pride Life, that's correct. That's a youth hostel. Again, I'll only do 1 or 2 of these. So it's a radio master. No, it's not. I will make that incorrect. So I'll make that 4. And I will submit that. That's submitted. I don't get the option to close. If I close that, I come back to here. I then need to select turn in, and I select turn in. So when it was done as a quiz, it was went in automatically. Here, I have to turn it in separately. If I don't do that, the teacher won't know I've done it. So I've now done that. Let's have a look at what the teacher would see. So as a teacher with my classes, I'm just going to refresh this, and we should see that one of the students has submitted it. So I've got a notification of some activity. So it just tells me that I've set them, doesn't tell me that I've got any back. If I go to assignments, can I see if any have been returned? I've got 1 returned there. That's fine, that's a quick quiz, but also I've got 1/3 turned in. So I haven't returned any, but I got a couple that have been turned in. And this is the physics class, so I'm going to go to this one. So this is set as part of a quiz. And there it is turned in. I'm going to select that one to mark it. And there it opens it up in there. If I have more than 1 student, I can flick across. It's also possible, if I click close, it is possible to hide student names. So if they've all completed it, I can hide the student name and I won't get to see who has answered what. And that may be quite useful if you're trying to do some blind marking. Anyway, I'll come here and so it's auto marked it, 3 out of 14, 2 correct. Let's have a look. Footpath is correct. So it auto graded it and gave nothing because they didn't get it all right. So I'll give them a mark for that. And then they've got that wrong, that wrong. And as you can see here, I can give some feedback if I wanted to. I'll come down to here, so I can give some feedback here. Well done. And I can look at this one. Now it says needs review, so it's saying you need to review it. I'm going to give them a mark, and I'm going to put very witty. And so it's saving it. You can see there it says saving. I've got none more to review. If there was a couple more there, I could click review next. I'm going to click close. So I haven't returned it yet, but what I can do is, it says, you can find it. There's a button in here somewhere. If I go back to this, I should be able to go there, and I can post the scores. So what I can do is give more general feedback. Very good piece of work. And I can now go here and I can post the scores. So posting scores gives responders access to quiz results and feedback. So I'm going to post. So it's past the deadline. I've now returned the work. And if I have a look at the student here and go to their, oh, I've got assignment has been returned. So I've been notified anyway. If I go back, I got completed, and there's the map skills part complete. And if I click on that, it says 5 out of 14. It auto marks. It puts the marks in here automatically. I haven't actually done it myself. And if I want to, I can click on the quiz. Again, it opens it up in Teams itself, and I can look at the response. I get a very good piece of work. I can see what I've got right, what I've got wrong, and nice and clear. So very witty, they can see the marks they've got. So I can close that. So that's nice. So let's go back, and I'm just going to pick up the other teacher or the other assignment. So I'm going to close that. Go back and have a look at the other bit of physics work, which was homework quiz set as an assignment, not a quiz. Again, remember this one took you out of, it says no work attached. I can't see it. Well, there is work attached. You just have to remember where it's come from. So I'll click close. So this was a quiz. So if I go to Microsoft Forms and I will just refresh this, you'll see now that this one's got 2 responses on it. And the 2 responses, one is from the physics group, one's from the biology group. So I click on this. So I'll go to responses, and I can review the answers. So 1 student, no, it's 2 student is the one. There you go. And I now need to assess this. I've got 2 marks for that. Footpath, bridleway. Why is that not marked as correct? Footpath, bridleway, permissive footpath. It should be correct. It should be 3. And that is correct. Not correct. There we go, radio mast. Come to this one, Autograde, that's correct. Needs review. So I'm now going to give that one 1 mark. Good. And so I've marked that. It says they got 7 out of 14. Again, I can do a general comment, and then I want to post the score. I'm going to post that score back to the student. I need to remember that 7 out of 14 though, because I'm going to need to put it into this assignment. So they have turned it in. They got 7 out of 14, and I can then just do well done, and I can now return. So they will now get told what mark they got. And if I refresh here, so we're coming back to student 2, and you can see I've got 7 out of 14. I can click on the homework quiz, and again, it opens it up in a brand new window. It doesn't open it up in Teams itself. I can see the marks I got, and interestingly, I couldn't see the response that I got to this, and I think it's because I didn't move any of these around. So as far as the assignment was concerned, I hadn't actually made any changes. That's something to bear in mind, is that in order for the system to recognize having done something, you need to at least shuffle them a little bit, even if you just move them one way and then the other way. I can look at my answers. I can see what I've got right and what I've got wrong. Some of these I didn't answer, of course. So I can see I selected radio mask there, and actually it was a trig point. I've got that one wrong. Correct answer is 2, and I might have then gone and put an explanation in there. And that might be something that I've written separately, and I just copy and paste in, and I've got very good. So I've got my mark, and I can see what I've got, but it doesn't sit as nicely as within Teams itself if I set an assignment as a separate task rather than as a quiz in Teams. And that is really the advantage you get, is that it's much more seamless and it does flow better. But as we noticed with this, if we go back to Forms itself, click on Forms, if we go back to Forms itself, if I want to set an assignment to a whole year group and I want all those marks to be collated in one form, then I would set it as a link to a form. If I want the quiz or the homework to just be for my class and all the results come just for me as the teacher of that class, I would definitely want to set it as a quiz within Teams, and it then puts the name of the class on it, which makes it easy to see when you're looking in Teams itself. And that's just a quick guide to using quizzes and forms in Teams and setting them as assignments. I hope you found that useful, and it helps you decide which one you want to use when you are using forms and quizzes. Thank you.